Tonight, Jared Hayne facing up to 20 years jail over an alleged sexual assault in the Hunter.
Jared, will you fight this allegation?
3 men accused of plotting an ISIL-inspired terror attack.
Bali 9 drug mule Renee Lawrence prepares to leave her prison behind.
And case closed. Australia's ball tampering trio to serve their full bands.
This is NBN News with Natasha Beyersdorf and Paul Lobb.
Good evening. Jared Hayne is due to report to a police station in Sydney's northwest tonight as part of the strict bail conditions he's now living under.
The NRL star is charged with aggravated sexual assault following an alleged incident on grand final night. If convicted, he could face lengthy jail time.
He walked in as a football star and left as an alleged rapist. Jared Hayne's 9.5 hours in police custody may be a taste of things to come as he's now staring down the barrel of up to 20 years in jail.
Jared, will you fight this allegation? Jared, you've worried your career is over. Jared, do you have anything to say?
It's understood Hayne had been just as tight-lipped with police, declining to be interviewed. His 2 a.m. departure from Ryde Police Station included a car switch, but there was no escaping what's been an epic fall from grace. In this case, the alleged victim, a 26-year-old, claims she sought treatment from a doctor and had photographs taken of her injuries after an alleged sexual encounter with Hayne on the night of the grand final. The story has left the rugby world stunned, the subject too hot for the NRL boss to touch today.
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just not going to talk about the issues for Jared. They are serious issues, so I'm not going to add any comments to it.
Former teammates were also reluctant to buy in.
It's a very hard situation, and I suppose we wait and see exactly what happened and what went on. I'm sure he's got a lot going on, and just give you some space.
Under his strict bail conditions, Hayne had to stump up $20,000 and surrender his passport. He has to report to police 3 times a week and is barred from the Newcastle area where his alleged victim lives. Hayne is due in court on December 10th.
A year-long investigation has led to 3 men being charged with plotting a terror attack in Australia. But it's just the beginning for police, who will now go through 325 days of recordings and more than 10,000 text messages that allegedly point to an ISIL-inspired mass shooting.
3 young men accused of plotting an evil terrorist attack in the heart of Melbourne. 21-year-old Hanifi Hallas, 30-year-old Atuj Eriklioglu and his 26-year-old brother Samed Eriklioglu were allegedly planning mass carnage.
There was a view towards a crowded place, a place where maximum people would be attending to be able to kill a maximum amount of people as possible.
It's alleged the men were planning to target a crowded place in Melbourne to cause the most amount of casualties. They were in the process of accessing high-powered rifles. Police say although their messages were encrypted, there had been increased chatter in the past week since the Burke Street attack. Amagan Eriklioglu woke this morning to the Special Operations Group taking his 26-year-old son into custody. They wanted to cause mass casualty and target somewhere in a big popular place in the city.
No way, not Australia, no.
The 51-year-old said his son had been living in the bungalow with his grandmother and that his boys aren't violent.
They don't know even how to use a weapon. They don't even go to the army.
The men had been on the radar since last year and were under surveillance past 9 months. Police say their passports were cancelled this year when they planned to travel to Turkey.
They're listening to scholars like me, scholars and all that, but no, not Islamic State.
A number of Qurans, mobile phones and computers were seized during the raids.
Very good kid, honest, humble. He's in his religion, He keeps himself. He opened his own business recently, so I'm pretty sure. I don't believe it. It's very shocking.
The Melbourne restaurant owner killed in the Burke Street terror attack was farewelled at a state funeral today. Sister Malaspina was remembered for his passion for music and, of course, coffee. His casket was draped in the Australian flag and the colours representing his Italian heritage in roses of red, white and green. The crowd spilling out of the church, a sign of his popularity, so too a mural which has sprung up in the suburb of Carlton.
Renee Lawrence is counting down the hours, preparing to walk free from her Bali jail tomorrow after nearly 14 years behind bars. But she leaves the 5 surviving members of the Bali Nine still locked up. Fellow drug mule Matthew Norman has wished her well as he serves a life term.
Bungley Prison at the foothills of the Mount Agung volcano. It's here for the last 4 years where heroin mule Renee Lawrence has turned her life around. She's clocked up yearly discounts that's turned a 20-year sentence into 13 and a half years behind bars. Tomorrow morning, jail boss Made Suwendra will oversee her deportation.
She is good. Yeah. She is happy. She is happy.
She's happy.
Happy.
Lawrence will leave behind the 5 remaining Bali Nine members. All are serving life sentences and are not eligible for remissions. They are destined to die in jail unless their life sentences are reduced.
She's going to go to 20-year sentence, and yeah, I wish her the best of luck. Yep. But for me, I'm still here with a life sentence, and I'm still doing all that I can to better myself, and I still have hope that my sentence will come down.
Lawrence received a lesser sentence because she turned informant. At one point in jail, she was accused of plotting to kill a prison guard. But now the jail boss says she's rehabilitated and deserves a second chance.
And I hope the Australian government and the Australian people will be able to accept her and treat her just like any other citizen.
Paramilitary police will escort Lawrence to the airport tomorrow. On home ground, she'll have to face old charges of leading Sydney police on a car chase.
2 young women have been charged over an alleged crime spree that began in the Hunter and ended with a chase on the mid-north coast. Dramatic dashcam video has surfaced of the pursuit as the driver of a stolen Toyota Hilux led several police vehicles through Tuncurry and Foster.
I was just closing up at work and then the car came speeding down, just beeping their horn, and I was like, what is happening? And then there was like maybe one police car chasing them the first time and then I just heard all the sirens going around the town.
The ute was eventually forced to stop due to heavy traffic on the Foster Bridge. 2 women were arrested and charged with 29 offences, including fraud, vehicle theft and dangerous driving.
2 people have been apprehended by police after allegedly breaking into the Singleton Riverside Park construction site and damaging the kiosk area. Fortunately for authorities, the park's security cameras were already installed and working.
And as I like to say, anytime you come into this park, you're going to be on TV.
Singleton Council says the park is still due to open on schedule early next month.
With just over 2 days to go before the supercars hit the track, there's good news for race fans, with Newcastle pubs given extended trading hours on Sunday. It comes as police announce details of their weekend operation, warning they'll be targeting antisocial behaviour.
The state now with the Newcastle 500 just around the corner comes new trading hours for pubs and clubs in the city will be extended.
The government made a decision that the good behaviour last year will be rewarded.
Change is only modest. Hotels that normally trade until 10 p.m. on Sundays will be allowed to serve until midnight if they choose. Some venues already do.
If people are coming from the event, want something to eat a little bit later, want to drink a little bit later, they have the ability to do that. We wanted to show Newcastle as a place that you can come, have a great time, enjoy our beautiful city.
It comes as police say there will be a highly visible operation underway from Thursday until Monday, targeting road safety, antisocial behaviour and alcohol-related violence. Meanwhile, at Nobby's Beach, work on a public amenities block that was meant to be complete in time for the event has stalled, meaning there will be slightly less toilets than planned for racegoers. Georgia Marr, NBN News.
And Mitchell Hughes will have more on the countdown to supercars later in sport. Newcastle residents will have their say on plans for a 5-storey car park at the former store site in Wickham at tonight's council meeting. The $20 million project by developers Doma would sit above the new bus interchange on Hunter Street. It would feature close to 700 car spaces, but only be used for public parking for 18 months. Doma says if its adjacent residential and commercial development is approved, the car park will be used for those tenants and businesses.
It's been a long time coming, but a vital piece of infrastructure is finally on the way for homes in the lakeside suburb of Waii. Work has begun to connect them to something many Hunter residents take for granted.
It's a plan close to 30 years in the making. Now the $30 million YE sewer scheme is officially underway, connecting around 400 homes directly to the system.
We've been talking about this for a long time, doing design work and planning, and we've brought forward the first bit of construction because we've got to lay some pipe to enable the township to be connected to our system.
500 metres of pipeline is being installed at Morisset, something that could be finished within 3 months. Lake Macquarie Council also has some road and pathway work to do in the area, so alongside Hunter Water, those upgrades will begin straight after, minimising disruption for nearby residents.
The community's not disadvantaged by having works undertaken by council and then having works undertaken by the water board. So working in a collaborative manner like we're doing is actually a big win for the community. So it actually saves us money as well and time.
Meanwhile, it's matters above ground that have Cardiff business owners concerned. They've met with the mayor seeking action on local parking woes, amid claims rail commuters are taking up too many spaces.
It's mainly the side roads and putting further time parking up the side roads as well. To have time parking really work, what you need is council rangers.
Samantha Long, NBN News.
Singleton has joined a growing chorus of councils demanding the millions they pay the state government in waste levies be reinvested in local recycling programs. Only around 10% of the money collected is currently spent, reducing the amount of waste that goes to landfill.
Dumping fees cost councils millions each year. Money Singleton Council says the state must spend more appropriately. Councillors voting to demand a better deal.
We gave to the state government $1 million to promote recycling initiatives and so on that would come back to the community, and out of that we received about $67,000.
The figures are similar across the state, the government collecting more than $700 million during the 2016-17 financial year, but only allocating around $70 million towards subsequent recycling efforts. Singleton Deputy Mayor Tony Jarrett wants every dollar spent on improving services.
It would greatly improve our efforts, our education, work with our communities, maybe going out into our rural areas or our smaller communities and help with recycling out there and things like this. So there's a great number of initiatives.
Politicians, including Member for Upper Hunter Michael Johnson, will soon receive letters asking them to endorse such changes.
Let's be genuine and let's be honest and let's get recycling.
Sam Burberry, NBN News.
Still to come. The global head of Nissan accused of serious misconduct.
New Nivea Cellular Hyaluron Filler. Its effective formula visibly plumps, fills and firms skin using powerful hyaluronic acid for instant and long-lasting results. Discover new Cellular Hyaluron Filler from Nivea.